What's up YouTube, it's Skeeterbird. Here comes an epic game against bots I had just messing around. I've got a chicken with a long barrel, laser, and a melee. Let's just a little bit. I'm running hardline, scavenger, and dexterity. As well as a cap 40 with, what does it have? It has extended mags. That's how I like my cap 40.
Another kill.
Now, this is a long game. It's like a 26-minute game. So, I'm just gonna talk for a while. The chicken. I was putting it on this game to mess around with it, and this confirmed my opinion of the chicken. I don't like it. It's a 3-round burst SMG, for those who don't know it. And those two things don't tend to go together.
Kill confirmed.
3-round burst and submachine gun are kind of conflicting by nature, but the chicken combines them. Now, the chicken can overburst, which means basically as fast as you can push the trigger, the chicken will shoot. Problem is, it has actually a little bit of kick. Now, it looks low when you're bursting at a moderate rate, which is what I end up doing. But if you try to burst a little faster, yeah, have fun with that. And also, I have problems because if I'm tapping my left mouse really fast, like I try to get it to burst real quickly, that'll cause my accuracy to go haywire further, accentuating the recoil. I'm just more happy to pull that thing. This is by far the best secondary, if you ask me. And it might be one of the best guns in the game because it's a 3-hit kill in close quarters with a high rate of fire. Now my friend thinks that the mag burns through before you have a chance to kill anything. No, the mag, it doesn't shoot any faster than the Vector, it's fine. Anyway, my score streaks for this game are the Stealth Chopper, the Lodestar, and the Swarm. I threw the Swarm on because I wanted some experience in how the Swarm worked. Lodestar's on there because I love the Lodestar. And the Stealth Chopper's on there because I just wanted some non-controlled kill streaks just to kind of get a lot of kills for me. Now, I should have picked the Warthog. The Swarm. I should have picked the Warthog, but when I was picking the score streaks, I was like, you know, the Warthog, it's just real quick Warthog, Lodestar, and then my Swarm. Maybe I can sneak a few stacking points in the right place by using a Stealth Chopper. Well, that didn't happen.
Stealth chopper inbound.
Anyway, Stealth Chopper's coming in, and they'll pick up maybe like 20 kills off 7 Stealth Choppers or something. It's, yeah. Now, I've had 2 Swarms before. Both against bots. And this is against bots. I'll make sure you hear that again. Nobody's going for 455 kills on real people. Anyway.
Stealth chopper awaiting order.
But the Swarms that I've gotten before have been really kind of bad, like these Lodestars. Each one of them probably gets more kills. Now right here I should have died because I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to get another Lodestar in a minute, so let's not waste this one. See, I get a Lodestar with that first missile right there. The Lodestar rocks. Love it. Looks weird though, it does the same thing as the Preds did in Modern Warfare 3 in the theater. This is not exactly where the missiles went that it's showing that it's going. Anyway, the Swarms I've gotten, yeah, kind of so-so. Holy shiz, I'm not sure one of them got less than 20 kills. If any one of the ones I got in this game got less than 20 kills, it's crazy. The next highest kill streak, the Dogs, I haven't been impressed with either, but you know what? I'm gonna throw them on as soon as I'm done with this. Probably do a live commentary game. So you can see how bad I am at live commentary. I'll probably play with like Dogs, VSAT, and maybe Warthog or VTOL. Yeah. And my perks, Scavenger, because if you're going for 1900 points, you're going to need a lot of ammo. So I pick Scavenger. I picked Hardline because, you know what, I'm going to be killing them so much. Ghost is kind of, these guys don't use explosives. Lightweight really is irrelevant for deathmatch game types. Which leaves me with Hardline. So, I didn't have any points available. I had 3 points after I picked all my gun stuff. So I could either say, okay, I'll take Scavenger and toughness, since that's the only other perk I actually like in that tier, really. Cold-blooded wouldn't make that big a difference.
Stealth chopper
Because I'm not
inbound.
running anything else stealthy. So I could either add toughness, and now Swarm killed me there. Or I could just say, you know what, let's throw in Hardline and third perk that I like. And the third tier, I was telling my friend at lunch today, the third tier is interesting. I think there's 2 all-around perks and 4 specialty perks. Now, let's start off with the obvious one. Awareness is a specialty perk. It's irrelevant if you don't have a headset.
Confirmed.
It's in there for those guys who are tryhards. But other than that, I don't think anybody would care if awareness was good.
Confirmed.
Next up is Dead Silence. That's the next most obvious specialty perk.
Stealth chopper
Doesn't
awaiting
really matter
orders.
unless somebody's listening for footsteps. So again, all dependent on the headsets.
Stealth chopper
So other than the tryhards and the guys who don't like being killed by the tryhards, nobody will miss Dead Silence if it was gone. Next up is Tac Mask. Tactical grenades cost a point slot in the pick 10. I honestly, I thought I was gonna be like, okay, everybody else can pick normal classes. I'm like gonna go all out on guns and perks, which is what I usually end up doing. But I think I have 2 or 3 classes where I go all out on guns and perks. But on the other ones, I have balanced classes, and I'm one of the few who do. A lot of people do go all out on guns and perks. Like people go no secondaries and no tacticals, and they go perks, lethals, and primary only.
Lone Star
Is
inbound.
that a bad idea? No, but what it means is stuff like Tactical Mask just isn't very useful. So I just haven't seen enough tactical grenades to pick Tac Mask. Next up for me is Extreme Conditioning. I'm going to put that in the specialty tier because it only doubles your sprint time. So you're really only going to notice like flag running or you need to get to B quickly. If you're going to use Extreme Conditioning, you should pair it lightweight and like run for flags and bomb sites and stuff like that. Other than that, I really don't find Extreme Conditioning that useful. So that leaves Dexterity and Engineer. Those 2, I think, are all around useful perks. I'm going to say this right now. For those of you who don't know, the Bouncing Betty is crazy in this game. I would call it overpowered. Yes, I would.
Friendly swarm.
Because what's it competing against? The answer is competing against stuff in its tier, so like Claymores, the Combat Axe, the Combat Axe, I can do them. The Standard Grenades, which while they're good, they're not, I would say the frags feel like COD 4 frags to me. I mean, I really think they're like that. The Bettys are still like, the Bettys are crazy.
Confirmed.
And the most close competitor is the Claymore, and the Claymore is a little in this game. I think the Modern Warfare Claymores are always better than the Black Ops Claymores.
Kill denied.
But, so the Bettys are crazy. So Engineer basically completely counters those because it delays them and you can see them.
Reloading.
So there's no worrying about Bettys.
Contact.
Now, what else is there
Kill confirmed.
that Engineer does? Well, you can re-roll care packages. That's a nice ability if you're running the care package.
Confirmed.
I mean, because it like literally doubles your chances for getting a high kill streak. I got an RCXD. I don't want this. Re-roll it. Hey, I got a VSAT. Yay! Yeah, it's got greedy for kill streaks there. So, yeah, what do you say? It's 14 kill confirmed if you haven't noticed, by the way. Anyway, back on top.
Shot out.
Kill denied.
So, but Engineer does one more thing, I think. It keeps people from using the Bettys because, you know what people most often use with Engineer? The Black Hat.
EKIA.
Is the Black Hat overpowered? I say no. Now here's my answer.
Kill denied.
Let's say you didn't pick Engineer. Let's say you picked Dexterity and Dead Silence, or Dead Silence and Awareness. Let's say you didn't pick Engineer. What can your Black Hat do?
Kill confirmed.
If you know where a score streak is, you
Stealth
can
chopper
destroy
on
it, yes.
standby.
If you know where a care package is, you can pick it up, yes. But if I know where a sentry gun is, I'm just gonna throw on blind eye or avoid it. If I'm gonna Guardians are really easy to avoid. Like UAVs and stuff, there are other perk counters, and the FJH.
Lone Star
Might be
awaiting
FHJ.
orders.
I think it's FJH. But yeah, the Stinger equivalent is much faster at taking down air support than Black Hat is? The Black Hat needs engineered because the biggest thing you will be taking care of with it are shock charges and bouncing betties. Like, seriously, shock charges and bouncing betties are everywhere. The lodestar. So, Black Hat plus engineer is fantastic, yes. Alone, both of them. So anyway, the third tier, the final perk, and the one that I'm using is dexterity. Engineer's solid, I won't deny that. Triple lodestar kill. But dexterity has two abilities. The first one is you recover faster from like climbing stuff. Well, that's fantastic. There's a lot of stuff on Hijack that you're climbing, but it really, yeah, it's nice to have, but it's not worth a point. Reason you pick dexterity is for the first effect.
Friendly swarm inbound.
Recover from sprint faster. I can go from sprinting to firing from the hip with my laser sight, being precise, to getting on target with my melee scanner, in this case, insanely quickly. That's why I picked dexterity. Now, next thing's up. Let's just go ahead and talk about these attachments. I've got long barrel, laser, melee. Now, I'll start with the obvious one, the millimeter scanner. I don't like the chicken timers, so my choices are, I still call it red dot sight, because it's identical to my 4mm red dot sight. But technically the reflex sight, so I'll say that. So I've got the reflex sight, the EOTech, the ACOG. I think SMGs have a hybrid, but I've never been a fan of hybrid scopes. So whether it has it or not is irrelevant. And the target finder and the millimeter scanner. Well, everyone but the reflex sight has a reason not to pick it. If they're ACOG and hybrid, they're big and obstructive. The target finder is a tunnel vision scope. When a chicken has too much recoil to truly take advantage of it, if you're going to pick the target finder, I suggest a weapon like the MTAR works really well with it because it's got fairly low recoil and a good killing time at all ranges. All the burst fire and single fire weapons, and the AN-94. Those are the ones I like for the target finder. Now, I know the Chickum's burst, but the Chickum is different. It's its own animal. When I say burst, I mean like the assault rifles, like the SMR and the FAL and SWAT and M8. I will call it XM8 for future reference. But anyway, the Chickum is its own beast. So I'm left with the millimeter scanner and the red dot. Now, is there really a reason to pick the red dot over the milli? Like, unless you think the milli's ugly. Which, I'll admit, when I first saw it, I was like, holy shiz, that's an ugly scope. You know what? If you look right here, it's not actually that bad. It's a little bulkier on the bottom. And the frame is a little more, it's not quite as friendly a frame, and the optic's not quite as friendly. It's just a little bulkier in general, but you know what it brings? It brings the ability to find campers. And we all know how I love campers. I'm rolling my eyes right now. Next up is the long barrel. The Chickum's a 4 to 6 hit kill. And it's a small map, but I don't want to be taking 6 shots to kill on a burst fire weapon. That's like 4 bursts, assuming half the burst. You know, then about 3 out of 6 shots hit. That's 4 whole bursts. That's bad. I mean, I go ahead and assume that out of 2 bursts, you will get 3 shots on target. That's kind of my rule with burst weapons. I found that to be true in Modern Warfare 3. This game, Modern Warfare 1, I mean, that's my rule. I found it to be fairly consistently true. For every 6 shots fired, you get 3 on target. The XM is a little different in this game. It's a 4-round burst, not a 3. But I'm just going to go ahead and say that 3 to 4 shots out of 2 bursts on target. It's a little more variable with that one because the fire rate's faster than attack. Yeah, it's just, that's a little more weird. Anyway, I don't want to be dealing with more than 4 shots plus. I threw on the long barrel, so I didn't have to deal with that. Because if the Chickum's taking 6 shots to kill, that's really bad. You're probably not going to get the kill. And then the laser sight. Oh, the laser sight. I really don't know what to think of it. I should love it because I fire from the hip a ton. Here's the thing. Hip fire is good in this game without the laser sight. And I'm spoiled because in Modern Warfare 3, steady aim was awesome. To basically tighten your spread by a whole, like doubled your hip fire box. It was great. Now, the laser sight is only a 16% improvement on the SMGs, which, yeah, that doesn't sound super good. And to me, it's not. Now, my friend has an argument. He says that he really likes the laser sight because you can see exactly where it's pointing on the guy. Now, my counter is in close quarters, like where I just killed those guys. Yeah, it really helps. Like where I killed him. Yeah, I can look right on the laser. Here's the thing, though. Like right there. Yeah, I can just line the laser up and do it. But when I get into a slightly longer, sight line, that laser is so hard to find. Pick up this SVU. I think it's got a suppressor and dual band. I think it has the fast mags, but I could be wrong about that. It was the SVU is great spread sniper. I was actually able to figure out that it's supposed to be a Dragonhawk, like a futuristic Dragonhawk, without whoever it was, whichever YouTuber told me. Without I say me, whichever YouTuber told my friend, and then he joked that I had no idea what it was until. So you can just find the laser, but I can't see it middle range. It drives me nuts. And yeah, I got what was coming to me here. I nearly got him, but I got what was coming to me. And I'm gonna watch the kill cam, and it's embarrassing. And he should have been teabagging. I don't know why I didn't see that guy.
Topping off, stand by.
Playing against bots. The bots. It's fun to play against bots. I should have picked that care package up, but whatever.
Dry.
That doesn't matter when I could go earn a swarm. I think I get one more. Looking at the score. Oh no, I get one more looking at the score. We're probably about 15 minutes into it.
Kill confirmed.
So what do I think about Black Ops 2? I like it.
Another
now,
kill.
I'm gonna go ahead and state the bad things. Get them out of the way right now. It has lag issues. No secret. The game has lag issues. It's got it's got normal lag, but B, it's got the lag comp is that. Yeah, let's just ignore the lag comp until Treyarch can fix it. Pretend we have no idea what it is. Next, as much as I really want the game to be balanced, yeah, there's a few items that I need to mention. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say it now. FAL with select fire is overpowered. SMR is probably overpowered too. They're like the AUG and FAMAS from Black Ops. The first FAMAS was just a slight bit better. I would bet they nerfed the FAL select fire full auto at some point, which will make the SMR slightly better until they decide to nerf that too. Yeah, they're basically 2-hit kill at all practical ranges, no recoil, and good fire rate. So we're gonna throw those out there for balance issues. I'm gonna throw the Chicken out there, not for being overpowered, but for being, yeah, bad. Next up, I'm gonna throw the Scar H out for being bad. And the Cap 40 dual wield are a little much. And then lastly, the M1216 needs a slight range increase. So there's a few balance issues. Like, why would I use a B23 when I could use a Cap 40 burst manually? Like, if I'm starting to get off target with my Cap 40, I'll just stop shooting, wait for the center speed to take it back down because it's a high center speed, and start shooting again. B23, I have to try to overburst to get a decent fire rate in close quarters, and yeah, that causes accuracy issues. So, I think there are some slight balance issues. Next up, there's some weird stuff. Like, in the campaign, there's not an epic stealth mission, and we've all grown used to the epic stealth mission. Everybody remember All Gillied Up? How about Vendetta? What was the one in Modern Warfare 2? It was like a Russian, I forget what it was called. There was one in Russia and Price launches nukes at the end of it. And then in Black Ops, you got WMD. Modern Warfare 3, you've got Blood Brothers. Oh, wait, it's Eye of the Storm. Sorry, it's Eye of the Storm. Blood Brothers is the next one. And it's not in this game. Now, I can tell you exactly why it's not in this game. They let you pick your class in the campaign, which is fantastic. I don't want to be using like an M16 dual band or something, whatever, or thermal, you know. I don't want to be using that. I want to pick what I can use. I want to like use an Uzi rapid fire, as weird as it sounds. As bad as it does in Black Ops, it's good here. Anyway, but because they can't force you to pick a suppressor and then punish you for suggesting pick a suppressor and then punish you if you don't, they can't do that, which means they can't put in a mission that's, you know, one of those epic stealth missions. So I understand why there's none there. I just wish there was one there. And it just said this is a stealth mission. We highly, highly recommend that you pick the SVU suppress or something like that.
Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed.
But anyway, that aside, next up, zombies. Zombies is insane in my opinion. I have one complaint. Make that two. Knock there on Toten is in Germany. Green Run is in California.
Kill confirmed.
By the way, I'm able to tell that because of the one's located and looking at the map. Anyway, Green Run is in Northern California.
Kill confirmed.
Yeah, those don't sound like the same place, do they? The lava. Oh, the lava. It would be cool in modern maps, like around the Pack-a-Punch, on Town Survival. The lava's fine.
Down and clear.
You know what? I'm already taking my chances running blind into the denizens of epic zombies.
Kill confirmed.
And who knows what. I don't mean to run into a pit of lava. That's really, really annoying. And then lastly, Nuketown doesn't have any chatter, and the chatter, like, as you know, is just not chatter. It's funny when Nikolai goes, "Now to see owned in Russian, owned." And when they do stuff like this, it's funny. So I missed that in Nuketown. By the way, I'm being super picky. Zombies is fantastic. I mean, I would, if it were like a $30 game, I would probably buy it. But it's fantastic.
Friendly stealth chopper inbound.
Maybe more.
Hostile
I mean, it's probably worth 15 or 20 on its own. It's great. I mean, people play 60 for the multiplayer. So, yeah. Anyway, and no chatter, and then a few of it's just a little weird. Like, I don't really want to build the power handle, and I don't like the junkyard as I call it, the power station. I don't like where that map is laid out. But aside from that, zombies, fantastic. The campaign is really good. I've read somewhere it's a little disjointed at the start, and you know what? I kind of agree a little bit, but you know what? You can't just do what they did in like COD 4. I mean, because COD 4, what makes that game work is simplicity. Everything in that game is so simple. In this game, it's not. It's not simple.
Death machine spinning up.
So you know what? They told the complicated story, which fits, and I'm fine with it. I'm looking at that. I was shooting at that guy like way too much. I finally got him, and now I can, yeah. Get my load star destroyed. But in COD 4, the campaign story is literally like you go in to that island. They didn't even name it, and try to get all the asylum and stuff, and then you try to hunt down.
Kill confirmed.
What's his name? Zakaev. I'm not going to talk about this one because part of what makes it good is the story. It's complicated. But if they went ahead and just... Yeah, no, I mean, the complicated thing has to be there. And people are complaining about the time switch. Listen, the time switch is fine. If you pay attention, it's not a problem. Anyways, the campaign was really good. Zombies is fantastic. And multiplayer... Yeah, multiplayer is the usual. Which is really solid gun, one action with crazy kill streaks like swarms and road stars, and yeah. What I think about the game, I think it's pretty good. Now, you guys probably won't notice this, but I'm actually playing the game at a fairly low resolution for PC standards. I would usually play it probably, I don't know, 1366, whatever it is, or 1330, whatever the 13 number is. We're playing at 1080. And you might ask why, and I have the textures low, you might ask why. It's, yeah, they seriously increase the amount of processing you have to have, and so my computer can do it, but it's not like it can do it super comfortably. So, yeah. I just play the game at a lower resolution. It still looks better than the Xbox version. Like, I'm playing on lower graphical settings and it still looks better than the Xbox version. Welcome to the power of the PC. Yeah, so we had a little lodestar fail here. But anyway, my friend and I were arguing about kill streaks at lunch. I may have already touched this. It's been a long, long commentary. And I said the Swarm was a little disappointing. He's like, are you kidding me? The Swarm is like epic. I got one from a care package and got like 20 kills or something. I like didn't get a kill the rest of the game. I went from negative to super positive. And yeah, and then he said the lodestar was kind of eh. Well, this game establishes it. Both kick, rear, and don't let me hear you say that either. Don't let either one of us say that the other one sucks. Next up, I gotta figure out how good the dogs are. So let's do that right now. Hope you enjoyed this commentary. It's been Skeeterbird.